Good morning. It's Carrigan coming from our classroom, and I have to use this time, sorry, to do the postings. So I know that I will give you a part two with showing you inside the apartment, inside the house where the tenant occupied. But I feel like I want to give a little bit of history concerning it all. So my dad passed away in February of 2020. So that leaves my mother a widow. She had him as our strong our bucketive then. And he was no longer here. So she have to fend for herself in whatever way possible. So at the time for the preparation of the funeral, I decided on myself that since the room at the top was free at the time, let me just occupy it because it was COVID time too, and I needed space for when I was doing video calls with the students via WhatsApp or Google Meet. All right, so what I did was, so from March, I started occupying the room, and I occupied it up until October 7th, I think. I think October 7th or 8th, somewhere near there. I had moved over to the other section because up there so was free. I moved over to the other section because my mother told me that she was getting a new tenant. Well, she had gotten one sometime in May, and I moved over to the other room waiting for this person to come. They didn't show up. Mom went through all the things of repainting, because that's one thing with mom. Whenever she knows that she's going to get a new tenant, she ensures that everything. So she would check the piping, she would check the electrical business, she would check and ensure that the place was painted and clean. That's it with mom. And sometimes me wonder myself, so which part she get the money in order to do all of them here, knowing that she never have no real tenants working there. And unlike my daddy did, which part he would probably send little money in between for she do all of that stuff. But she ensured that whenever anybody come to the house, them feel comfortable. Further on. So it so happened that that tenant that was supposed to come during the time of May or June did not show up. So I end up moving back over to that side. Because as I said, I moved from that section for mom to, paint and nice up the place. And then I moved back over there and I stayed there until October when this tenant or most previous tenant was supposed to move in. The day that he was supposed to move in, I was the one that he spoke with in terms of the contract that they're supposed to, the rent agreement. Everything was peachy for him, and he was explaining to me that the landlord he had before never liked his kids and the whole works. I mean, I tell you, people will come to you like sheep in a wolf's clothing because me not, like, up to this day, me never expect it from this big man, knowing too that he has kids, right? He paid his thing in full that time, and for the first part, everything went well. His girls, yes, so for his girls, knowing that he's a Mason, I know, so Mason sometimes have to go very far, sometimes even out of the area to go work. I would be like a second mother to these girls. I ensure that things were there for them and make them stay with me in the days and stuff until it was time to go over their section. If me a cook and whatever, them partake of it. I treated them like how I would have treated my own kids. And I tell you now, them see me on the road, and it's as if I did them something. But the Lord knows. The Lord knows. Um, Children, teenagers especially don't love correction, and if it is that they're in the yard and the place won't rake up because say maintaining the yard is important. The guy will come around and weed the yard, and all they need to do is rake it up, and it's a big problem. When we ask them about the step to just scrub off the step, you know, a big problem. The garbage that they throw down the bottom instead of putting it in a bin, big problem. They ignore and all of that. So that is a whole for something, whole for something. But everything not going offload. But back to what I was saying. So after I think the first 6 months, we decided to do the routine check, which part, you know, should have been done like every 3 months to check to ensure that everything is intact. Now, when we go over there, imagine, you know, 6 months after the guy moved in, when you're looking at the ceiling, which part the light fixture was, that pull off. I mean, I say, I could have what this. I've been in there how much months? Huh? And none of this never happened. And all of a sudden we see. But anyway, as two females, we don't know nothing about electricity and stuff like that. He made a suggestion as to how we could transfer the light and stuff like that. We had no problem with him doing that, right? So I guess he went ahead and did that and stuff like that. Would you believe that the next time that we went to do a routine check, and we weren't even consistent in saying every 3 months. The next time we go in and you look on the walls and you will see some evidence of it. The walls start originally, you know, the place is cool. So you will see little mats, something around on the wall. What them call it, maybe a fungus or whatever. But when the time is cool, or maybe if the top of the roof probably never dressed properly, you might see it cause that kind of cool looking thing at the top. I don't know how to explain it because I have it at my house as well. And we talked to him concerning it and all of that, and we decided to brush up the place. We did a little brushing up with the painting, especially on the veranda part. Because me I tell them time they never as how it ever look, you know, in the video. That have to go be a part 3 though. And it go on and go on and go on and go on and go on until me say, no man, the man start crowd up the veranda with this ton load of barrel, and I don't know, he must have get barrel from people easily, and he stack up them all them tools them. When you see masonry, I want whole heap of rubble looking something, and we said to him time and time again, say no man, it don't look presentable for all of them something that dip on the veranda like that, you know. And we talk to him go, we talk to him come, no movements of it.